All right, welcome to DL Kramer's Custom Cars and Anything. Well, today we're just initially putting the side glass in it, and you can see I don't have it adjusted at all because I got to wait. I ordered the well, what you got to have to adjust it is you got to have the door adjusted right, and then second of all, you need this gasket that goes around to here. It starts there, goes around, squares off, and then comes down to there. So before you can adjust it. So what we'll do is we'll put in the other side. Let me do some adjustments here. Grab some parts right away. I'll grab them right away. Okay, so I don't lose them. Okay. Oh, let's see here. Normally I don't set stuff on the roof, but I'm gonna have to. I've got nowhere else to go with it, so. Okay. This is kind of a trick to drill them here. So I gotta set up that camera here. God, it looks like that might work just the way it is. Let's see once. Yeah, I think we can get it a little closer, maybe. One notch down, maybe. Yeah, let's try that. Maybe that'll work. I don't know. So I got the window regulators still in there. So what you got to do first, you got to put your window felts in, your outside one. See, this outside window felt has to go in first to make it easier. Otherwise, try to put that in when the glass is in, then you got to reset the glass down, and so I advise you to have that in. So I put that in earlier. That's kind of self-explanatory. Let's see. I'm trying to set parts down here at my disposal. We'll set it here on the floor. And we'll bring our tools in there. And I gotta go get the glass, don't I? So what we'll do here, though, the window regulator's in the up position. You know, you want to make sure that's all the way down. So reel the window all the way down so you can see the holes down here. You got 1, 2, and 3. It's kind of hidden right now. Should be anyway. Yeah, it is. It's hidden right. So I gotta go get the glass. Then what we're gonna do is there's grooves here, openings. Allows you to kind of fish the glass through there. Okay. And once we get it there, we're gonna put 3. I'm trying to put everything at my disposal so we can sit down, and hopefully I don't have to get up 14 times. I probably will, though. I'm sure I forgot something again. Here. Go get the glass. Now this is all used glass I bought from a buddy of mine. Keith's up by St. Cloud, up by Kimball. And I washed it. They were pretty dirty. Okay. Open the door as far as we can there. The studs stick inward. Now we got the thing cranked all the way down. Okay, then we gotta tip it. Just kind of work with it. Find the sweet spot here. Come on. Where we gotta go here? Why am I having such trouble? There we go. Okay. I gotta be careful, don't drop it. Now you wanna put the 3 center studs in those 3 holes. Okay, right there. Spin a nut on there. Okay, we may have to bend that in. Okay, let's see. Okay, now if you find out that don't want to, that plate that mounts to the glass, if it's too far this way, then there's 2 adjuster bolts down here you gotta loosen up. And you can bring that way, so that way it brings the plate towards the outside of the door. That way you can tighten up these nuts, because on the duster glass, it's curved really good, you know. So I can see, yeah, okay. Yeah, I can see I'm gonna have to adjust that out. So there's two nuts here, that studs that point upward. Let's see. I gotta grab a chair here. That's too hard on my back. Okay. I believe I got majority of everything anyway. So I don't know if you guys can see it. Maybe you can't. But there's going to be 2 studs coming up. And what we need to do is loosen that up, because it mounts to the bottom of the door frame. It's a support. And if we can push that way, then the glass will come, and then the studs will poke through a lot more gooder. Can't even talk right. What's going on here? Should be good enough for that one. Come on now. I have to get a different socket here. See, I already got to get up. Put another nut on there if I can. That way that glass is supported. Okay. I gotta go get my other socket that I got out. I'll be right back. Oh, yeah. So, anyway, I brought a flashlight along in case I needed it. Okay. So what we're going to do now, we're going to push that plate at the bottom. We're going to push it towards the outside of the deal here a little bit. The outside of the door. Yeah, I pushed it there. Then that should permit me to hopefully get some more thread on this. Let's see what's it. Okay, as soon as I get my push that loose. Okay, now I'm gonna just snug them up a little bit like that. That one there I'm having a trouble because I see the glass is chipping. Okay, now we'll max it all the way, and then we're gonna bring it back just a little bit. I think I found out just a little back seems to always work. Just that little bit, and we can make that final adjustment later. And now we're just getting it. Generally, should have grabbed a wrench. Let's see if I move this way a little bit. There we go. Okay. Now what I'm going to do here, bring this down. I'm going to just kind of make this level with this for now. It's like a pre-adjustment. Just kind of make it flow with it, you know. And we'll just snug these up just a little bit. I gotta reel this up a little bit to get to that bolt. Oh, what the heck? Okay. You don't want to reef on them. You could maybe crack the glass, you know. Let's see, the upper part is loose here. Let's tighten that up. Hopefully the bottom's tight. I'll have to look. As you start tightening things up, you'll notice it starts to get a little better. Okay. So let's see if we can reel it up. There we can. Okay, now there's two more things we got to put in here. So let's roll this down. Nice and gentle. We'll lube it up later. We'll adjust it later. Right now, I'm just getting it. Now you see one stud here and one stud here. Now, what happens there? These are stops, and these are guides when it gets to the top. Okay. So they got a little deal here, little nub that goes into that hole, and then the bolt goes into that stud. Now they got a washer that goes between. Okay, this faces this way, obviously. Then this washer will go between the stud, and I don't quite understand why they're so big. I don't know if a body shop may have put these in here. I don't know. So you put that washer on that stud, and I think it's to disperse the torqueness so it doesn't crack the glass, you know. Now you got to make sure you put this in here with that stud going over the bolt hole, and see that little nub in there? And make sure it's in place, or you'll bust your glass. And again, just make sure they're tight. But don't reef on them, because, you know, this one's the same way. You got this plate that goes this way with that little nub that goes in that plastic hole here. And then you got a washer that sits between. I think it's just a shim. You can even kind of see it was always there. So we put the washer on there on the stud. Okay. That just hangs on there like a monkey. Then we put this on here. And what these do is that there's a top guide we'll be putting in a second. Yeah. Make sure that nub's in there, which it is. And then tighten the nut. I'm kind of doing this by the workbench, so I don't have that much room here. Can't open the door wide, you know. Nope. Slipped off. I was just going to give it one little bit of, you know. Okay. Okay. Next step. Okay, what is the next step? Okay, now I got to put, now these guides will go up, Now we got to put guide stops in, okay? The guide stops go in this hole and this hole. That way you can't crank the window up too high. Now these will have to be adjusted later. So what we'll do, the guide stops look like this, okay? They got a little nub on the bottom that goes on the bottom of the mount so that way it doesn't allow it to turn, but although it doesn't really do anything. And I don't quite understand why they didn't make it a little different. I don't know if these are original to this car or not. So you want the window down, and then take the guide stop. I don't know if you can get your arm in there. Sometimes I can. Okay, there it is. Okay. We're going to adjust them all the way down. All the way down. So it stops the window, so we know we're not going to break it. If somebody slams this door and this window's up and it's not adjusted, I guarantee it will shatter. And you don't want that to happen. I'm going to get my hand out of there. So we won't make sure it's up. We're going to make sure it's down all the way for right now. Just for safety reasons until we're going to do the adjustments on this after I put the seals in. And I might have to adjust the doors a little bit. So you don't want to adjust the glass until the doors are adjusted properly, You got to make sure the doors are in line, or it's going to mess with your window. So, yeah. Or you're going to have a whistle down the highway. So that one there is the same as this one. So that one right now is sitting like this. Okay? So when you roll up the window, these stops that we just put in, they're going to hit the bottom of this and not allow the window to go up. So, but we'll do the adjustment later, the height and stuff, when I get the new seals in. But this will keep it from hopefully breaking. So we'll put this one in as well over here. And we'll snug that guy up. And I'll take you guys through the adjustment of these. Later when I get the... Now, on top, you have 1, 2, 3 bolts that go down. And what they do is they hold this guide plate. I call it the guide plate. Now, you can see I took this apart. And I wanted to make sure that I mark it. Always mark your parts. Take pictures if you have to. Let's try to get the paint or the tape off here. These are actually in remarkable good shape, like they're brand new. Okay, so let's take my wire ties off because there's plates here. I don't know if you guys can see this. Hopefully you can. Or use your zoom in feature. You can zoom in on these videos. Oh, fell out of there. That's okay. So now this is an adjustable slider that slides up against the window to keep it tight up against your belt. Okay, and there's two of them, and they fall right out. And where did that other one fall? Okay, and whoop, there it goes. But they go in. I don't know if you can see this. They go in just like that. Okay, and there's two of them. Now we got to turn this thing around. We got it wrong way. So now you can see, you know, how they move, how they just come right out, you know. And you want to have the L. Okay. So now we got 1, 2, and 3. And then the lock goes through this hole as well. So let's put this up here. Okay. And we need 3 bolts out of my bag here. Okay. We got 1 there, 2 here. So what I'll do here is I'll bring them all the way to snug, and then I bring them back just a little bit so I can play with this a little bit. These are for your clips for your interior panel. Okay, let's bring them back a little bit. Go to the next one. Bring them back a little bit. So this might have to be readjusted again later as well. You know, the goal is to get the glass in it tonight, and then my seals are coming probably Thursday or Friday. But I'm going to have remember the old 34 build, the 34 Plymouth Coupe with the 318 in it and stuff? My brother's car. That's coming back maybe tomorrow. So I got to do the front end alignment. He put the interior in it, so I'll show you that what he did. He did a really nice job on it. Okay, so we're just going to push that in a nub. And I'm sure I'm going to have to readjust this. This ain't going to be on the money. Not that easy. Okay. I'm just making it even across. Now I'm going to push. They're fussy. I'm going to push that in until it kind of touches the window. The best time to adjust these are actually when the window's up. So let's see if we can tighten this one down because there's nothing, no adjustment on that one. Now what we're going to do is we're going to roll the window up. Yeah, it needs lube, you know, badly. Okay, now yeah, this is a little tight. Now you remember those stops that we put on the window? One was here and one was back here. Well, here they are now. They pop through this because this is a guide when the window's up, you know. And this one's a little tight on the back, so I think I'm gonna slide this in a little bit, maybe. That might be the best thing to do, maybe. Okay, let's slide that in. We're gonna have to loosen this guy up. We'll push this in just a little bit. So the guide, it isn't so hard on the guide. Oh, I forgot about something. At the same time, I need to, okay, we'll push that in a little bit, and then we'll push this in a little bit. You don't want it reefed against everything. Okay, I think right about there, maybe. That's good enough then for now. Okay. Let's see what we got going on now. Now you'll notice when I reel it down, you'll see these disappear. And then they'll appear down here. Like now you can see the windows above that chrome a little bit and it moves, you know. But like I say, it needs adjustment yet. So that's as far as we're gonna go tonight, I think. I gotta go grab a screwdriver, I guess. I'm gonna put this plate in right away since we're at it. It's what it is kind of guides the handle arm that goes back to the latch from the handle. I'll be right back. I gotta grab a wrench here, or a screwdriver, or whatever you call the thing. You know, I mean, there we go. Oh, where did that one go? Yeah. Huh. I got it laying down here. I'm missing one guide plate here. Oh, gee. Let's see, where's that screwdriver at? Oh, there it is. Okay. Notice the other side don't have the guide on it. I gotta find it. Okay, so what we'll do. Too many things in one hand there. Let's just lay that there. So this thing will go like this. And this nub gets down in this hole, and then the screw will go through that hole. There we go. There's that. Okay, but then here, now this is a guide. At least I don't think I've seen it over there. What this is going to do is it's going to keep the arm, it's going to guide the arm, and that goes right here. So you lift up this arm like this, so you can kind of see what's going on here. So what that's going to do is keep it away from the window. So what it does is like a Z, so it's going to go like this, okay? But that rod's going to be between this Z, like my finger is the rod, it's going to be like this. So when we turn it, it'll be like this, okay? Well, hopefully you get what I'm saying. Okay, I gotta get something out of my hands here. I'll put it in the hole, and then we'll tip it down. Just after everything. Oh, now come out. It's not hard to do it in the light. Okay. Okay, I'll hold it there with my other fingers. I'll zip that in. Now what that does is, like the screwdriver is a rod, and when you hit the door latch here, it keeps it from, keeps it from rattling too, it's just kind of, it's a guide, Okay, then try it. Okay, that seems to work. Okay, that seems to work. Let's see, it's bent, but that'll work, yeah. Okay, so that's all far we're going to go in tonight. So there's several adjustments to this window. There's going to be here, 3 here, these 3, these 2 here, and then the guide up here, you know. But we're going to leave it like this for tonight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll it up a little bit, but I'm going to close the door softly. You just don't want to roll it all the way up and then you slam the door and you'll bust the window because it's not adjusted right yet. It's not done. So let's pull some of this stuff out of here, I guess. We'll lay it up here. Geez, how many tools do I need? Cripes almighty, I gotta have the toolbox out again. So let's roll this up a little bit. Guides are a little tight back here. I noticed. Oh, I got it too tight. So let's roll it down a little bit. I rolled it all the way up and then I rolled it down a little bit. Let's see, and I got this bottom's tight. Yeah. Should be tight. Let's see, I got everything snugged up for now. Now we're just gonna close the door soft here once. I can go up a little bit more doing that. And you can go up a little bit more yet. I can even go up some more yet. Go down a little bit. Yeah, see, I can't tip it right now. All right, that's good enough for now, I think. Yeah, the guide's a little tight. It's pushing out on the window too much. So like I say, it needs adjustments, you know, and stuff, and go up just a little bit, I think. Let's see what's in now. Nope. I can see the adjustment it needs, you know. Thanks to that light, it's hard to make out. But see, the reason why I'm not tightening that up is because hang on a minute. Light's gonna be faced the other way. And I know I got a flashlight here. Sorry about swinging around. See, it needs that seal in here yet. There's a seal that goes in this track right here where my finger is. It goes up and then squares off and it runs in this track right here. All the way down to right there. And the window rests against that seal. So we can't adjust the window until we have the door finalized adjusted. Then we gotta adjust the we gotta adjust the door, have the seal we gotta put the seal in, and then we can finalize all these adjustments. You know. So We got several adjustments, and then we'll lube everything up nice, you know, and it should work. So we want to close it soft for now. I think this door is pretty close to adjustment, you know. I think it's actually really close. I think the door might be adjusted right. But now you can see, you know, how far we're off here. But we'll go through that on the next video. I gotta wait until I get the stuff. It's ordered from Detroit Motor Technology, or whatever it is, DMT out of Michigan. So, and then if we go back to this side, I gotta adjust that hinge. It's too rough on the hinge. But yeah, you can see this side ain't adjusted either. So the door on this side, I think, might need, well, I don't know. I think maybe it's a little low on the front. Yeah, you can see it by the body line there too. See the body line don't match up? So the door's a little low on the front. So anyway, boy, that light, that just blinds us out wherever we go. There, blinding us over. So anyway, it's real simple, you know. Yeah, I didn't go through the regulator, how to put the regulator in, you know. But if you see the bolt holes in the regulator, you'll understand. I could take a little bit of more of a video of the regulator so you can see it, so you got like an idea how it all works. But yeah, how's the back line up here? Oh, that seems really, that looks good, the back. Yeah, that seems good. The front is just a little low, and that's probably why that hinge is going kinking, you know. So, yeah. But anyway, Ruster's getting glass in her. Well, it's not Ruster no more. It's called Rough Cut. I'm going to call it Rough Cut because it's rough. It's a driver, you know, because I got driver quality stuff on it, you know. So, but anyway, guys, please like and subscribe, I guess, you know. And maybe one of those seals comes, you know, and stuff, but then we'll, but we're going to be working on that 34 Plymouth Coupe here. I got to do the alignment on it and bolt check and timing check. And I got to put different coil springs in the front of it. It's riding too low. Tires want to hit the fenders on the front. So anyway, I guess that's the way we'll leave it for now. I got a mess to clean up now. So anyway, you guys take care, and please subscribe, because on the next videos we'll put the seals in, align the doors, align the windows, and then I think we can put the door panels on. I got them anyway, but they need to be cleaned and dyed and all that stuff. But they're those fancy ones with the carpet on the bottom. I really didn't want to put them in here, but that's all I got. I don't have anything else, so I'm probably going to have to use them. I can always snap them out and put different ones in too, you know. That's not a problem. So anyway, you guys take care. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. There's been people that have been subscribing, and it supports the channel. It doesn't support me. It just supports the channel, so I can bring you guys content like this. If you have any questions about those windows, just put them in the comments below. And I'll try to get back to you on that if you got a question about it. So, we're going to have to order a front windshield here soon. I want to get that interior so it's sealed up so no dust gets in there anymore. And June 1st, I want her done, where I'm going to drive it around just the way you see it. I'll drive it around that way until I get the money put together for a paint job and find myself a painter, somebody that can paint this car for me. So it'll be Sassy Grass Green, J6, 71 Sassy Grass Green, J6 paint code. So anyway, that's all I got to say. Enough jabbering. Well, we will talk to you later. Take care. Have a wonderful day, and thank you for watching. I sure appreciate it. Guys, gals, wherever you are, whoever you are, and take care. Love to all. Bye-bye.